Senator Betty Montet.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I would want Madam Lucy maybe to tell this House this job which was being facilitated with that amount of money. What was the gross, or what is the gross salary the successful applicant was expected to get or was to get?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The gross salary for that position, and being grade 2 as in the grading structure of the company, the organo structure, that job has a gross salary of about 200,000 shillings.
Senator Karungo Thangwa.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Witness, how long have you been serving with the Kewasco, number one? Number two, when you had a conversation with the Deputy Governor, how long have you known the Deputy Governor? Number three, you said you had a Fulisa, and when M-Pesa came to you, for us, I know you might not be the agent of Safaricom, but for us, when you have taken Fulisa, when I send you money, it automatically deducts the money I've sent you, for example. Does that not mean utilization of the funds? And finally, Madam Speaker, does any of the county government official sit as an ex-officio member of Gusii Water Sanitation and Company, Kawasco, either from Nyamira County Government or from Kisii County Government? I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Question 1. I've been the MD of Gusii Water for the last 1.5 years, having started from 1st September 2022. Number 2, Madam Speaker, on the use of the Fuliza, if you look at the time the money came, my account balance had 1,000. At the time of entry, that is 100,000, I had a balance of 101. The following day, when I sent the 5,000, a difference of less than 20 minutes, I'd already gotten money from my bulk equity account and deposited 5,000. So it doesn't mean utilization of the funds that I'd received. Number 3, in terms of ex-officio, the board members, I said they are comprised of 10 board members, 5 who are independent, Madam Speaker, having been competitively recruited, and 5 who are ex-officio. The 5 who are ex-officio, in this case, we have the CECM, Water, and Finance for both counties. That is Nyamira and Kisii County, meaning that we have 2 from each and every county sitting as board members of the company. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Senator Asige Kegehi, Christo.
Thank you very much, Speaker. To the witness, my questions are as follows. When was the meeting that you mentioned you had with the DG where he proposed supporting his candidate, his preferred candidate? Next, when were the successful candidates informed in this recruitment process? And to the Council for the Deputy Governor, you mentioned that there might have been an attempt to reverse. Do you have any evidence of the same from Safaricom with the DG's reversal attempts? And also, what you made a point to direct senators to the 8th of February statement by the witness where she spoke of a silence that was had on the phone. What exactly do you want us as honorable senators to interpret the silence as being, noting what silence means in a court of law? Also, the counsel from the DG, lastly, Speaker, spoke of there might have been an error. There might have been an error. I just wanted them to kindly let us know what the phone numbers for Lucy and Gladys were, just so we can see how close the two phone numbers are to...
Senator Asige, you are overloading that witness with a bulk of questions. If you could let him answer, I feel it would be reasonable.
Thank you. Madam Speaker, question 1. On when we had the conversation with the Deputy Governor, that was after 28th, the following week. That was on Thursday, around 4th May 2023. Second question, when the communication was supposed to be done of the candidates who were successful, we did that communication on 2nd of June 2023.
Senator Mutinda Tabitha. So, Katwa Kigen, I believe there is a question that was directed at yourself or your colleague.
Honorable Senators, the instructions I have is that ordinarily when you make an attempt at reversal, it doesn't show on your M-Pesa. So in terms of document we can show for the attempt to reverse, we do not have that. On the question of silence as captured in the letter, in the statement of 8th of February, our position that whereas the witness said the Deputy Governor kept quiet, in our affidavit in response to that contention, we've said indeed the Deputy Governor did not keep quiet, but informed the witness that that money was meant to have been sent to somebody by the name Gladys Aminga, and that it was a mistake to have been sent to Lucy. It was intended for Gladys, and in our bundle we have shown how we have saved the two names next to each other and which led to that mistake. I hope I have answered the question.
Senator Tabitha. Tasifuna, your chance is coming, so hold it.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Just very brief questions. For how long have you known the DG, and how has your work relation been with him since you've been the MD for the last 1.5 years in the institution that you work? And secondly, in both your statement and your affidavit, you have a key word named approached. Would you state before the Senate when you say, Robert Monda approached me saying, how was the approach? Was it physical? Was it a phone call? Was it an email? How was the mode of the approach that you stated? When you sent the money back to Mr. Monda, what was his response? And when he approached you for a request of a candidate, what was your response to him? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Madam Speaker, thank you. One, I've known His Excellency Dr. Robert Monda from the time they got into office, that is from August 2022. Relationship in the workplace, it has been a positive relationship because he is a stakeholder. The county governments are shareholders in which we have had good relationships with the county governments, which he serves as the Deputy Governor. So the relationship and the support that we have been receiving from the company shows that we've been having a positive or a good working relationship. Question number 3. Madam Speaker, in line with the word approach, on 4th May 2023, it was a Thursday, he called me and summoned me to his office, which I visited at Gusii Stadium went to his office, and that is when he told me he has an interest in one of the adverts that he had seen in the daily newspaper. And after that, I told him if the candidate that he had qualifies, he will surely be able to get the job because it is purely based on merit and qualifications. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Senator Enoch Wambo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Just two questions, quick ones. Madam Lucy, did you have any other cash transactions with the Deputy Governor before 28? Have you dealt money with him before you received this M-Pesa from his account? And secondly, when you called him on 29th about the money that you received on 28th, did he tell you explicitly that this money was